What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinter Lens content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by and say hello. All right, congratulations, guys. We hit 7 million packs. As you can see here, we're now just over 7 million, and I'm recording this, Friday morning, the morning of January 28th. And late last night, we got confirmation, or at least the details, on the next airdrop, which is going to be Spirit Hoarder. Okay, so there's a couple things that we'll get into on this, but first, let's go over the stats on the card. He is a neutral legendary monster, magic-based. At the first level, you get Triage, which is awesome in my opinion. So let's go through this first. So at level 1, you got 1 magic damage, 1 speed, so very slow. The speed never changes, and health of 3. So decent. You'll get 2 rounds in a poison or an earthquake rule set. So you know, there's at least that. 3 health could be better, but for 3 mana, I feel as though you get a lot. As you go up into silver at level 2, you're going to get Dispel, which is something that I've actually come to appreciate a little bit more. What this does is wipe away any positive status effects on the opposing monster that it hits. So for example, if they are given like a +2, if they're given like a +2 armor, or if they're given a +1 melee, that's going to be wiped away. And then at level 3, you get Blind, which increases the chance of missing on melee and range attacks for all enemy monsters. So that is actually really nice. And at the highest level, he gets that second attack, so 2 magic damage. Now let's talk about these abilities. I mean, Dispel and Blind are cool. That's fine. But Triage is not something that we see at the ground level. Triage in bronze specifically is going to be very interesting. And not only that, Spirit Hoarder is a neutral card and 3 mana. So 3 mana neutral is going to fit into a lot of decks, and you'll be able to, potentially recharge, or heal, I guess is the actual word, but I like recharge better. You'd be able to like recharge, revamp whatever your backline whenever they're taking hits. So I feel like this is going to change strategies quite a bit, because now you can pair him with other triage monsters as well. To, for example, if you have like a taunt monster in the back line, now you can triage with not just 1 but 2. It's like having a double healer situation, but for the back line. So that could make things really interesting. That's immediately what jumped out to me, and I cannot wait until until he's available and we start seeing how it affects the game meta. But what I do love about this card is the fact that you get Triage at bronze. So even at the lowest levels of the games, the starter levels of the game, this is going to change the meta dramatically. Whereas a lot of times you see monsters that, get crazy abilities at the higher levels or even maxed out, and most of us aren't really playing at that level. But everybody starts at bronze, or everybody plays in bronze. Even for myself now, I've moved up to gold, but a lot of the tournaments that I play are still in bronze, for example. So having Triage there is going to be awesome, and I personally cannot wait for this. This seems like one of the better support cards out there. Not to mention, it's not just a support card; it can also do damage, 1 magic damage, which could be buffed up with someone like Obsidian or Delwyn. So there's a lot of really cool things. I'm very excited about this card. Okay, let's get into the probably the saltiest part of this, or the negative part of this, and that is the minimum guarantee. So additionally, players will be guaranteed to receive 1 of the cards for every 500 Chaos Legion packs purchased. Now, I have been saying that I was expecting it to be 425, and I gave you my reasoning, right? Because initially, Yabamat had said everything would be jumping up by 25. Well, this jumped up by way, way more than that. So here's the thing, and I'll just read this out. So we know many players expected a higher probability of receiving this airdrop card per pack and a lower guaranteed number based on the number of the previous airdrops. In retrospect, the numbers used for the previous 3 airdrops were too low, and while that did benefit the players who bought packs before then, it will ultimately mean that there will be more than the intended number of those cards printed in total going forward. So there's a post here by Neil McSpadden, who's very active in the Mav chat, that goes into more detail about this. I'm going to give it to you the way that I understand it. I would highly recommend checking out Neil's post, but I'm going to try and break it down for you in the easiest way that I can, or the simplest way that I was able to understand it. So let's go here to Splinter cards, and really, this is at the crux of it, in my opinion. We are over 7 million packs sold, but don't even have 2.8 million, or we're just over 2.8 million packs open. So of the packs sold, we're not even halfway there. So what does this mean? It means that whenever they release an airdrop card, it is also going to be available in packs moving forward. So the way that works is, let's say they were, and this is just an arbitrary number, right? But let's say they only wanted to release 1 million of 1 million BCX of these. If there's a ton of packs that have not been opened yet, well, that means that the amount in the amount that are needed to be available in packs would be much higher. So, for example, had 7 million packs open now, and if we had 7 million packs sold and we had close to 7 million packs opened, then there would be less packs later that they would need to put this same Spirit Hoarder card into. You understand what I'm saying? So there's less packs available, so they don't need to hold off as many for that. Now, because of the fact that people are holding onto packs and hoping for price appreciation on packs, or they're just waiting to open them for whatever reason, maybe for these airdrops specifically, they need to reserve more of these cards for the packs, meaning that there are less of that theoretical 1 million for the airdrops. So if there's less of the airdrops, less available for the airdrops, well, then they have to increase the threshold on how many minimum guaranteed. And that bumped everything up to 500. Now, Matt was also saying in the post, or, the post is also saying that, the 300 and 350 number was a small, or like it was smaller than it really should have been, so players benefited. And in a sense, it's like, yes, they benefited because there's more, but now those cards initially aren't as scarce as they probably should have been. There's going to be more printed than there needs to be, or not needs to be. There's going to be more printed than was originally intended. And, I don't know how the back line works, but I'm assuming the team doesn't want to be going in and tinkering with stuff once whatever algorithm is set. That's just not within the ethos of once the system is in place, we don't mess with it and we allow it to be what it is. They made a mistake in terms of, well, I don't even want to call it a mistake. It was a happy accident for folks who had bought in early that were able to get more than the intended amount. But here's where we're at now. To me, it makes sense when explained like that, or at least when I rationalize in my head. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, that because none of these packs, or very few packs, are open compared to the amount of packs purchased, they have to reserve more of the intended print amount for those packs, meaning that there's less to be airdropped, meaning that there's less to go around, and therefore the threshold is higher, right? This is a very interesting kind of dynamic that's happening with this ecosystem right now, because of the fact that less than half the packs bought have been opened. In any normal kind of situation, right? If people are buying packs, it's because they have the intention to open it. It's just we have so many investors here who are speculating on the price of packs in the future that they're not opening it, right? If we had only opened 2.8 million packs, we probably would have only been at 3 or 4 million sold, meaning we wouldn't have unlocked this card, and therefore the numbers would have been different. But we keep unlocking cards because players keep buying packs, but they're not opening them. So therefore, the amount that is available to airdrop is reduced due to the fact that they need to reserve it for when these packs actually get opened. So hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, I know it hurts. It sucks. I apologize if you took my information and ran with it. Again, what I say here is not confirmed. Even what the team says is not confirmed. I'm trying to give you my best speculation. I obviously am disappointed myself that it wasn't, we're given a misdirection in that sense. Although now that we're here, yes, it does suck, but I understand the reasoning behind it. I wish, and this is a piece of constructive criticism for the team, is that we were leading up to this for a couple of days. I wish that they had told us beforehand, because as of last night, we were maybe, 20, 30,000 packs away when they dropped this information. And of course, everybody's going to rush in then. If you had given people more time to understand where that threshold would be, then more people might have been able to top up and get to that 500 packs. Again, the 500 packs is a lot. It's a lot more than everybody was expecting. So I totally get it if you are let down. Trust me, I am let down as well. It's not ideal. And it's not what we were expecting. But I hope the explanation that I provided, and if you guys go through the post, as well as Neil and McSpadden's, am I saying that right? Neil's post. I'm just going to say Neil's post. Hopefully that'll explain the numbers to you and make you understand that this is really a mathematics-based thing and not something that the team is just arbitrarily throwing out there. The one thing I will say is, communication from the team would have been great. I was actually personally not expecting us to reach this point until after the town hall today, but I think the hype and FOMO just started to pick up as soon as we started getting closer and closer, which is kind of why I put that last call for the airdrop 7 out yesterday, because I noticed that the numbers were ticking up, and I figured we'd still have time today once they released it. But obviously the team saw that was coming. I wish that they had just released that information a little bit sooner, because it's like, boom, we hit 7 million as soon as that post came out. So that's all I have for you guys today. Best of luck in your airdrop pulls if you are eligible, and I will see you all in the next video and catch you around the game. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.